Some of y'all might be thinking, what is Faye doing on a Friday on a live stream? And the thing is, Faye is by herself today. She's fully by herself today, and she has to write up an essay for this Tuesday because Faye goes to university alongside doing all the hundreds of other things that she does because she crazy as hell. So I just wanted to say thank you again for a wonderful birthday. And secondly, I'm doing a live stream today because I need help proofreading my essay. Genuinely, because I don't know what it wants from me. Hi to everybody in the chat. I'm so sorry. I'm opening it up right now so that I can actually see who's in the chat, and also so that I can share it on my Twitter, because that's where most of y'all are from. And my fucking five thing is on. This is going to be demonetized as normally. Welcome Ahmed09, welcome Susu Benna. We're not going to go straight into proofreading because a package arrived for me today, and I just want to open it on camera because I genuinely don't know what's in it. I did take the liberty of ripping off my address off this one so that nobody comes and stalks my house. I'm just gonna send out the tweet. What do I write? Surprise live stream. Sorry, this must be super interesting. How are you guys? I will read all your comments at the end, I promise. Surprise live stream. Find out what's in... Oh, I suck at typing. What's in the box? Help me proofread my essay. Okay, we're done on that front. I'm just going to keep my essay open on my laptop. Actually, I might check the chat just for a little bit. Welcome, Junk Shop Library. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my chaotic fucking live stream. Only because, okay, before I open this package, I will open this package before I actually read the essay, but I just want to read you the essay question, just so you get an idea of what I have to deal with. And I'm losing my mind. I don't know what to do about it. So, the essay question is, review your reflective journal entries and select 2 examples of your own experiences to analyze for this essay question. Your essay should start by describing the experiences you have chosen and the main psychological theories and concepts which help you to understand those experiences. You will then need to explain those theories and concepts using your selected reflective journal experiences to illustrate your answer. Now, basically what they're asking me to do is pick experiences from my life and then psychoanalyze them, use psychological theories to explain them. And the different things that I can choose from, because there is a bunch of things that I can choose from, is all around self and how myself has developed, and it's giving me PTSD. I can't handle it. And I finally got to the word limit, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure if I've done this correctly. I'm not sure if I've gone too hard, if I've gone too soft. I just need a second opinion, and I don't have someone else around me to check this for me. So I was like, you know what? I have over 1,000 subscribers. I'm sure one of them is going to be around to help me do this. So that's what we're doing today. But before we get to that, I want to open this box. I want to know what's in the box. I want to know what's in the box because it's a heavy box. It's a really heavy fucking box, and I want to open it. We got scissors because my nails are already destroyed, and I don't want to destroy them even more. I know yesterday I just ripped into a box without even thinking about it. But how is your day? How is everyone? Just ignore the scary cutting sounds because, oh, it's gift wrapped. Oh, there's a lot of things in here. Oh dear. Oh my gosh. I think I know what these are. I think I know what these are. Is there a note in it? Okay, happy birthday from William. I know who William is. He's one of my patrons. He's wonderful. Um, did you get me the Berserk books? That's why this was so heavy. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It's cased in... It's the first one. How many did you buy me? Jeez. Hold on. Hold on. There's more. I feel sorry for the lad who had to drag this over here because these are not light books. Oh. This is the third one. Look! I need to open one of these so I can show you just how beautiful the drawings are. Like, people think of me, like, whenever anybody thinks of me, they're like, oh my god, that's the girl who likes Berserk. That awful fucking, just that awful fucking chronicle that's just so dark and so dingy, and like we don't even know why she likes it. I'm gonna show you why I like it just in a second. I appreciate this so much, by the way. I love Berserk. Berserk is one of my favorite things in the world. It is my favorite thing in the world, and I wish I had more posters for Berserk, but I won't need them anymore because I have these Goliaths in full volume. And this is this the second one? This is the second one. Look, I'm gonna open the plastic of one of these just so I can show you how beautiful the drawings are. I mean, I'm sure you can Google them as well, but I'm not about to do that. Is there a note? It just says happy birthday from William. Okay. Thank you, William. I really, really appreciate it, and I really appreciate that you're a patron of mine who sent me 3 Berserk books. There's only 5 volumes, and 2 of them aren't even released yet, and I'm really happy that you got me the 3. I know one of my friends who lives in the area is going to be fucking jealous because he's only got the first one, and he wouldn't let me see it because he's like, no, it's a gospel, I can't let you see it. You're going to ruin it. I'm like, bitch, I like Berserk just as much as you do, even more. I have a tattoo. Yeah, so I'm just gonna open up plastic and try not to destroy this wonderfully bound, beautiful book. I don't even know where to put this. I didn't think when I put these on my wish list, my Amazon wish list, which should still be in the description, I think. If you want to buy me anything, you don't have to at all. When I put them on there, I didn't think like, oh, where am I going to put all this shit? I just put them on there because I didn't think anyone was going to buy me anything. So I'm going to read this first. It's just like the little insert that they give you. It says, have you got the guts? It's a play on words because the main character's name is Guts. Kentaro Miura's Berserk has outraged, horrified, and delighted manga and anime fanatics since 1989, creating an international legion of hardcore devotees and inspiring a plethora of TV series, feature films, and video games. And now the badass champion of adult fantasy manga is presented in an oversized 7-inch to 10-inch deluxe hardcover edition, nearly 700 pages, amassed the first 3 Berserk volumes, the following volumes to come to serve up the entire series in handsome bookshelf collections. No guts, no glory. And then underneath, the best manga ever by Toy Fair. I'm just going to show you some of the pages because, I mean, look at the art style. Oh, it's cracking. I don't want it to crack. Look at the art style. It's beautiful. Are you kidding me? If there's the Lost Children's arc in here, I'm just going to read that all night because they have never been able to adapt that because it's way too dark. I mean, bitch. I'm so happy right now. I'm just gonna do this, like straight up, forget my essay. I can fail my degree. I'm just gonna do this. I mean, look. Look at it. It's gorgeous. Anyways, I'm joking. I am going to get to my degree, my essay, because I think that it's important for me to read it out, and I also need to make a multimedia presentation about how I've grown and how it relates to a psychological theory. So we're going to do that. Um, yes, I'm gonna have to read all of these again, because why wouldn't I? I have them in my house now. Um, but thank you again, William. I really appreciate it. I really do, because Berserk is my favorite thing in the entire world, and I feel like it will always be my favorite thing in the entire world. But getting to the essay, so I read out the question in the beginning. For those of you who weren't there for that, and I don't blame you because it's a ridiculous question, the basic gist of the question is to choose two examples of my own experiences and then psychoanalyze them and explain them using psychological theories and concepts. So I'm just going to read what I've got written, and you can tell me if you understand the psychological concept. So, the first experience that I have chosen to describe is about how much I've changed over the last 5 years. The word count will not allow for me to describe this fully, but prior to my current self, I was a very different person. In terms of identity, I would have described myself as a fundamentalist Muslim who had no aspirations besides wanting to be arranged to marry a practicing Muslim man and have his children. I was very closely tied to my family and my faith, and in all honesty, I didn't really know who I was, nor did I have any interest in searching. My personality was very plain. I was a quiet, shy, and studious young girl, but after several incidents in my personal life and one very significant crisis in faith, I feel as though I've blossomed. I'm invested in learning more and more about myself. I am no longer religious by any description, and am certainly cynical about the world around me. I finally have dreams and goals for my life, though perhaps too many, and I feel free. In a sense, I've recreated myself. I turned that ghost of a girl into an opinionated, somewhat obnoxiously loud, independent woman. The most heartbreaking difference that has to be that I no longer have a family. After I left my faith, it caused my family to completely cut ties with me. It has taught me that maybe I am the only person in the world that can support me, and I don't particularly know if this is a good thing. In future, I hope to continue my path to know Suton, which is know thyself from ancient Greek. It used to be written on the houses of the oracles of Delphi, to know thyself. Attain my goals of becoming accomplished as a writer and engage in as many experiences as I can. A prominent goal of mine is to reconnect with some members of my family whom I genuinely miss. This change in self can be measured by tests such as Kuhn and McPartland's 20 statements test from 1954, who created this to explore the 4 kinds of responses that people use to describe what constructs their sense of self. These 4 kinds include physical descriptions, social roles, personal traits, and abstract statements. An aspect of my physical appearance that has changed drastically is my hair. 5 years ago, it was extremely long and black, whereas now it has gone through several styles, currently being undercut, short, and blonde. I think that this also reflects my shift in social roles, from being someone who only wanted to be a mother and a homemaker to someone who is now a free speech and women's rights activist. And my personal traits going from quiet and shy to unashamed and outspoken. And of course, the abstract statement that I would describe myself with then would be, I'm religious. And this is in sharp contrast now to I'm non-religious. In addition to this, Nisa, in his 1988 paper, also arranged 5 different ways in which we perceive ourselves: the ecological self, the interpersonal self, the private self, the extended self, and the conceptual self. The ecological self refers to a perception of self in an immediate physical environment. So I am a person sitting in my room listening to Eminem's Rap God while writing my essay. And the interpersonal self refers to signs of emotional interaction and communication. So I am a person that feels very awkward about sharing my intimate memories for an open university assignment. The private self refers to conscious experiences that are exclusive to the individual going through them. I am the only person that can understand the pain of my family abandoning me for my beliefs. And I've lost it. Where is it? The extended self refers to primarily. The extended self refers primarily to personal memories and anticipations. So I'm a person that was raised to fear men, so I'm always on alert if I'm approached by a man. The conceptual self, or the self-concept, may refer to social constructs, theories about human nature in general, as well as the individuals themselves. So I am an activist. I am independent. I am alone. I value myself. It is worth noting that these selves are not distinct and separate from each other, but 5 different ways in which people think about their collective self, which Nisa referred to this as the 5 kinds of self-knowledge. And then there's the second experience, which I'm pretty confident that's fine. But that's the first part. Like, I don't know if it's too heavy or not. What do you guys think? I also don't know if I explained that fully. Like, do you understand the 20 statements test and also the 5? I can never remember it. The 5. What is it? The 5 kinds of self-knowledge. What do you guys think? It's super invasive. It's super fucking invasive, and I don't understand why they said it for me, because I'm genuinely, like, I feel like Hyvee. So, yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Did I answer the question? Did you guys understand? Because I don't know if I understood it or not. I don't know if I'm just rambling and it makes no sense. I really want to write a note about just how, like, angry I am at this assignment and how invasive it really is about my life. Like, why do you need to know? Why? I know people are still coming in. I'm really sorry. We just went through part of the essay that I wanted to check up on. And I might actually cut some of this video to put into my presentation about this that I need to make for whatever reason. But yeah, what do you guys think? I don't know how I feel about it completely. So yeah, that's it. Genuinely, that is all. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye. I'm kidding. If you guys have questions or anything like that, feel free to put them in. But I do genuinely want to know if this makes sense. I'm just gonna sit here and edit out any typos I have going on. So the first experience I would have chosen to describe is about how much I've changed over the last 5 years. The word count will not allow for me to describe this fully, but prior to my current self, I was a very different person in terms of identity. I would have described myself as a fundamentalist Muslim who had no aspirations beside wanting to be arranged to marry a practicing Muslim man and have his children. Yeah, I fully get that. So Junk Shop Library says, it makes sense to me. I hated these assignments during my social work degree, and I think you answered the questions well while not letting them open you up too much. Well, that's what I was afraid of. Like, how much am I allowed to open up? Because it's not exactly giving me a limit here. Because I just could have gone on for years and years and years about how awful my life has been, but that's not the point of the question. So I don't know how invasive I'm allowed to go, because they're just giving me a reason to vent all my problems when it's not their business, like, at all. And I'm, like, angry. This is half the reason I'm doing the live stream as well. It's because I'm angry at this question. So yeah, I don't know if I gave away too much. I think I've given away just the right amount, but I don't know. And I also don't know, because I'm referencing myself a whole lot in this essay, and I don't know if that's allowed. I've never written it. As someone who's done only humanities for such a long time, I've never referenced myself in an essay ever, let alone this much, and it's, like, bothering me. It's making me mad. I don't like it. I do not like it, because I don't believe in first persons in essay. I don't believe in it. Anytime I saw my friends doing it and they would have me review their page, and even if they were allowed to do it, I'd be like, you shouldn't do that. Nope, that's not an essay. That's not gonna fly. Not with me. I would mark you down for that. I was a terrible. I'm a terrible stickler for people who give me things to proofread. While I can't proofread anything for myself, I can't. I will always miss something, and I just can't read over my work ever. And then I get marked down because I didn't read over my work. I think the first paragraph is just fine. I think there's some sentences in the second paragraph that are awful. This change in self can be measured by tests such as Kuhn and McPartland's 20 statements test, who created this to explore the 4 kinds of responses that people use to describe what constructs their sense of self. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. These 4 kinds include physical descriptions, social roles, personal traits, and abstract statements. An aspect of my physical appearance that has changed drastically. Okay, I've written changed twice. Is my hair. 5 years ago, it was extremely long and black, whereas now it has gone through several styles, currently being undercut, short, and blonde. I think that this also reflects my shift in social roles from being someone who only wanted to be let's put secluded there, because I feel like that isn't clear. A secluded mother and homemaker to someone who is now a free speech and women's rights activist, and my personality traits have gone from quiet and shy to unashamed and outspoken. Of course, the abstract statement that I would describe myself with then would be, I'm religious. This is in sharp contrast now to I'm non-religious. In addition to this, Nisa also arranged 5 different ways in which we perceive ourselves: the ecological self, the interpersonal self, the private self, the extended self, and the conceptual self. The ecological self refers to a perception of self in an immediate physical environment. I am the person, write a person, sitting in my room listening to Eminem's Rap God while writing my essay. The interpersonal self refers to signs of emotional interaction and communication. Signs of emotional interaction and communication? Maybe just, not signs of, just emotional interaction and communication. So I am the person that feels awkward about sharing my intimate memories for an open university assignment. The private self refers to conscious experiences that are exclusive to the individual going through them. I am the only person that can understand the pain of my family abandoning me for my beliefs. The extended self refers primarily to personal memories and anticipations. I am a person that was raised to fear men, and so I am always alert if I am approached by a man. The conceptual self, or the self-concept, which may refer, may refer to social constructs, theories about human nature in general, as well as individuals themselves. I am an activist, I am independent, I'm alone, I value myself. It is worth noting that these selves are not distinct and separate from each other, but 5 different ways in which people think about their self, which Nisa referred to as his 5 kinds of self-knowledge. Yeah, I think I've got it. I think I've got it down. Like, all the typos, I've got them down. Otherwise, that would have been a very confusing read. Only person who can rather than that can, maybe? I read it with both. I'm the only person who can understand the pain of my family abandoning me. I am the only person that can. Yeah, I think who can works better. Thank you. I think that, yeah, thank you. So the second part, I'm going to read it, but it's got nothing to do with that. I think that this is slightly more arbitrary than what I just read, but it's about a place of work. So the second experience I would like to describe is a very recent event. Sorry, I'm gonna read that again. The second experience I would like to describe is a very recent event. Last September, I started working in a school. I am a teaching assistant. I really love the team that I work with. The department that I am under is perfect for me, and all of my key students are wonderful. But I constantly found that I was fatigued, drained, mentally and emotionally, and anxious. I also had gotten sick 4 times across September alone. As the weeks went by, my depression also got worse. I think I've used also too many times. You get rid of that second also. I would get home and feel angry, bordering on violent. I was incapable of doing anything in my free time but sleep. I couldn't fully understand why I was feeling so awful all the time, despite the fact that I genuinely enjoyed working at this school and got on with all of my co-workers. I came to the conclusion that the school, the building itself, is what caused me to feel so low. The colors were very sterile, pale blues and white, all over the site. Many of the classrooms had blinds drawn so that I didn't get any sunlight. I should put natural light. Any natural light. Only the halogen from the light bulbs. It felt almost like a prison. I eventually took a break for a few months from the school and returned in January on the condition that I worked 4 days a week. I only worked 4 days a week, as well as having duties that required me to be outside. I had also been moved to a department that had a glass wall so that I could see the outside and get some sunshine. And I'm currently petitioning to get some plants into our offices as well. After learning humans had a preference for natural scenes, all of my bodily reactions to this facility suddenly made sense. That makes sense, right? Bodily reactions to this facility. So after learning humans had a preference for natural scenes, all of my bodily reactions to this facility suddenly made sense. Does that make sense? I can't tell. Anxiety and depression. My anxiety and depression, I should write. This is why I shouldn't listen to music while I'm writing an essay. But I also can't wrap my head around writing this essay, so I need to do something. My anxiety and depression had flared up significantly. And though there may have been other factors involved, the artificial environment certainly didn't help. The somnolent coloring, the lack of any bright coloring, human eyes being most sensitive to green, which from an evolutionary standpoint may have emerged because early humans had to forage for food from plants, and or even red to seek out ripe fruit or see warning signs, may have also had an effect on my attention and in a sense caused me to feel tired and fatigued throughout the day. Furthermore, the lack of fractal patterns and the presence of only blocky structures may have added to this, as humans generally prefer fractal or repeating patterns. These are frequently found in nature, but not often in man-made structures. Ulrich's evolutionary theory in 1979 thus described that people will generally find natural landscapes such that humans evolved in to be psychologically restorative. He added that an environment primarily elicits an emotional reaction. Okay, that makes sense. For example, urban environments like my place of work evoke a negative response in me, and this in turn influenced my thoughts and feelings in this environment. The fuck? Sorry. My short leave from work, as well as my new conditions, reflects aspects of Kaplan and Kaplan's attention restoration theory. They describe 4 qualities that may help people recover from attentional fatigue. The first is fascination, or creating sensory engagements with nature, and I had done this by demanding that I spend time outside as well as having a window to look out of in my office. The second is being away, which is reflected in my months away from work in the school, as well as reducing a 5-day work week to 4. The third is extent, or knowing the vastness of the building itself. I found that the more I knew about the building and the site, the more comfortable I got with it. I felt as though I wasn't trapped in one place, and find the final quality is compatibility. I really do love working at this school. I enjoy my coworkers and my students, and so I have taken steps to make it work. In conclusion, I have described two personal experiences in my life and used them to adequately describe the 20 statements test, as well as the 5 kinds of self-knowledge, which have really helped me appreciate myself as a person, as well as admire my own growth into the woman I am. I have also described psychoevolutionary theory and the attention restoration theory, which I feel were very helpful in recovering from my strange bouts of anxiety and fatigue that I experienced in my workplace. Good? I don't know. About the evolutionary thing. Let me open the chat. I can't see it on my phone screen very well. It hasn't updated. What is wrong with you? Wake up. Wake up. Pick up the plant's physical reactions. Well, they weren't just physical. I think they were psychological as well. I think I could put physical and psychological reactions to this facility suddenly made sense. I think that makes more sense. The sentence about evolutionary adaptation seems too long to me when read out loud. I'm trying to find. It's in brackets. I don't know if I can show you, but basically. So you're talking about the coloring sentence. The somnolent coloring, the lack of any bright coloring, the human eyes being most sensitive to green, which from an evolutionary standpoint. So from the which, there's a bracket or a parentheses. From an evolutionary standpoint, may have emerged because early humans had to forage for food from plants. So end parentheses. And or even read to seek, and then another parentheses, to seek out ripe fruit or see warning signs. And again, another parentheses, because I don't want to make like the whole essay about these colors, because I don't think that that's helpful. I just wanted to highlight that the coloring in the actual building is like white and blue. So yeah, I just put the in conclusion part there because I'm not very good at writing a conclusion, and I also don't know how to conclude this. We're currently standing at 1,596 words and the word limit is 1,500, but it's fine because I can go 10% above. But I need to get rid of all the contracted words because I know that my current tutor doesn't like them. So I'm just going to go through and sift through them. Should I get rid of it? Should I stop using in conclusion? Alright, I'm gonna get rid of it. Fuck off. I've never been good at writing conclusions. From my earliest pieces of work, I've never been good at writing conclusions. It's just the worst thing. I just explained my whole thing. Why do I need to sum it up for you? Didn't you just read the whole thing? Like, why do you need a sum up? It's silly. A waste of time. I don't even read the conclusions for most things because I read the whole thing. Like, why would I need to read the conclusion? Coworkers came to this and didn't, so did not instead of didn't get any natural light. Also, my place of work was literally like, we can bring plants in here, but there's no natural light, so they're just gonna die. It was like, do you not see that there's a problem with that? Like, It's so difficult. Like I hadn't thought of that, but also like the fact that you won't bring in plants because there is no natural light in the building, is that not a telltale sign of why there's a problem? You need to have natural light. I'm sorry. Like for someone who enjoys winter and loves winter, for me to say that I need natural light is a big deal. Like it's ridiculous. Like constantly being under halogen is just the worst. It's awful. It gives you a headache. It makes you tired. Like, and halogen is there to keep you awake as well. There's been studies that have been done about the light that comes from your phone and from computer screens. That light is like tinted so that it will keep you awake. But once you start falling asleep while looking at your phone, you know something's wrong. Something ain't right. So now I just need to put the references in. I think, you know what, I'm just going to submit it. But now I need to start a presentation and like, I'll show you it. Look, I need to create a multimedia. I don't know if you can see that. I need to create a multimedia presentation to illustrate an experience from your reflective journal, analyze the way you have illustrated the experience, demonstrated and demonstrate its connection to psychological theories and research covered in block 3, and the word limit is 500 words, so I have to use pictures and videos and only 500 words to describe this. So I might just like cut up this live stream and throw them in there and just be like, here, fucking take your presentation. I hate this. It's awful. Hate it. And I asked my tutor, she said it's absolutely fine to like use one of the topics that I already used like in my essay, as long as I don't reference the essay at all. Like I don't say in my essay I said this. It should be fine. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I can't be bothered. Like this is such a circle jerk fucking question. Like, oh, we gave you all these things to study, now apply them to your own life. Like, are you trying to give me an existential crisis? I have those every few months anyways. Like, why are you doing this? Why? Jeez. But yeah, that was this live stream. I just wanted to like make sure that I didn't come off as like waffly or if my essay made any sense at all. And that's it, really. That's what this surprise live stream was about. But if you guys want to talk about something else, like, I got time. If you guys want to talk about something else, let me know. If you have any questions or any final thoughts. I mean, this is like the chill day of the entire week. This whole week has been busy, and I am just psychologically just exhausted. Like, I don't even know how I banged that essay out. It's the worst. But yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know. Welcome, Gishala John. How are you today? Also, I saw that Shamima Begum was back in the news. Apparently her appeal got denied or something. I don't know. I don't know if I care anymore. I did initially, but I don't care anymore. I feel like as soon as her child died, I like gave up on her. I was like, well, that's that. Awful, but I know, but genuinely that's how I felt. I felt like I just gave up talking about her case as soon as the child died, because the child was the only thing that I cared about, really. Just FYI, this bottle is not just for me, but I drink and eat like an animal, so it's my friends' faults for being my friends. Any questions? Can I time out? Y'all good? Just as a final thought, thank you again, William, for these berserk manuals. The phone streaming has it? That's bad. Thank you, William, for these berserk books. I really, really love them, and I'm gonna have to find a hallowed place to put them, because these are my Bible. Like, genuinely, I love them. And I mean, knowing me, since I'm very rough with everything, I don't do anything gently or like in a very nice and like really delicate way, they probably are going to get ruined at some point, but I would prefer not to ruin them immediately. So I'm gonna see if I can find somewhere like really like they have like a little marker in them. Like look, there's like a little bookmark in them so that you can find your place. It's great. I love it. Thank you so much. I was really hoping that someone would buy these for me, even though I didn't think anyone would. Because Berserk is just my favorite thing in the entire world. And I'm pretty sure that this first volume covers the entire Golden Age. It certainly looks like it does. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you, and thank you for joining me and helping me with my essay. I will probably see you Sunday. If I don't see you Sunday, I'll see you Wednesday in the video. But I will most likely see you on Sunday. We'll do something less surprising and less off the cuff than this. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.